This is point black. Coming in hard off the card, straight off the boulevard. And now we do. I like to keep it 100 in the game. And we see Como is trying everything he possibly can to make things into more than what it is, based on him just basically owning up to his mistakes and seeing how it go. Now, moving one set of people from a nursing home to the next is cool and everything, but at the same time, it is not something that I truly believe in that went on. I truly believe a lot of people were vaccinated, even, excuse me, oh man, I'm drinking, vaccinated based on being in the hospital to begin with, and then moved to the nursing home. Now, that's just my theoretical belief, and it has nothing to do with anyone else. But the fact of Como not owning up to his mistakes, no matter how the situation went down, it's just the fact of the matter that the people have found themselves losing their loved ones, and I think they deserve a great explanation. They deserve some justice, and they deserve to know more than what Como is saying, because Como is really trying to slide out of this thing and blame everyone. And like the guy said on Channel 12 News, rather than take responsibility for his actions, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to do that because he knows that the rabbit hole goes deep. You see what I'm saying? And he knows that if it comes down to it, he's going to try every trick in the book to get out of it. One of the tricks he already tried to play is he wants to blame the general public and social media as the reason why he has gotten caught up. And he wants to blame people like the great Point Black, you know what I'm saying, me, for his foul up. But what Como seems to don't want to understand and needs to understand, you know what I'm saying, based on his ideology, you know what I'm saying, is that you're a bully. And that's just point facts. So tonight, this is PBNN Point Black National News, the late edition, with the facts to crack their back. I'm coming with the heat from the motherfucking street, and I'm hitting that flow straight from the goddamn barrio. Barrio, baby. What up, primo? So let's go. And people got to start paying more close attention all around the board. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be about violence, killing, and raping, and all kinds of dumb pedophilia shit that should not be going on. And when the shit comes down to fair, you want to try to take everybody into a whole nother direction so you can get away with it, and everybody else becomes the culprit and the crime and be the victim of this. And I'm gonna say this, I don't believe in the vaccine program. And that's just my belief. But everybody don't have to follow me. If you want to go get the vaccine and feel it's safe for you, then you go take the vaccine and it's safe for you. But Biden needs to understand a worldwide vaccination program is not what the world is going to accept all over the board. You see what I'm saying? Now they're saying that they're finding variants in South Africa and different places, and that means that the African leaders over there are still doing things. African people need to stand up and take a look at these leaders and truly find out where the virus is coming from. You cannot chase a virus with vaccines. That's impossible and it's wrong. You cannot do that because then you'll be taking every compound liquid and vaccine that comes along. With a new variant, there's a new vaccine. With a new variant, there's another one, or prolonging it. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that every single person get the vaccine is not a good thing because every single person cannot get the vaccine. And Como has to understand that, so does Biden with his vaccine mandatory executive laws that he has presented. We must come better than that. Now, I mean, we have to start looking at things a little more brighter and seeing a little more bit past vaccines because no one wants to. We already know what Como is saying that how it got in here. What Como is forgetting, and a lot of people are forgetting, is that just the fact of it coming in here is one thing, but how did it get here is another. It wasn't in New York State, and if it was, where how did it get from a little bat in China and everybody that traveled to who now is going into the nursing homes here in New York City and everywhere else, which is a bold-faced damn lie. But that's just my opinion. If the CDC and the Health World Organization wants to say that's the way it is, and that's what happened, then that's what happened based on that. But it's still wrong as to what happened and what Coleman was trying to dig out of. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how you twist it, it still comes out to the same thing. So we have to start looking at this situation. You know what I'm saying? So, jumping off of Como, we're going to go right into the heat from the street. PBNN, Point Black, National News, the late edition. Now, it's good to see, the body cams that Southampton Police Department have the body cams on them. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing. You know, from the will for the will of the community. It's good that they have body cams in Southampton. Good to see that. Now people can be able to pose a suppressionary motion of discovery and have the camera brought into evidence because it's on a law official who is being paid by the taxpayers' money. And when they get stopped and this and the third, you know what I'm saying, we need to be able to see what really happened and what the discussion was based on the officer approaching the individual on law to see whether or not he's profiling black people only and majorities, but they like to say minorities, and he's profiling those people. You know what I'm saying? Body cameras need to be on every single police officer in America, and it should have been done years ago. You know what I'm saying? Or at least in the police car, where we could see what was going on. Not only that, we can hear the discussion between the officer and and the 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 individual who he's stopping. And we need to see every transaction that went on all the way from the time he approached the car to the time he got arrested or driven all the way to the police station. And we need to see on camera, not putting them in a cell where the camera is not, and you turned it off, and all we can see is when you go down the hall or you're going into the hall, and then we don't see what's going on, and you come back out the hall. We need to see everything and no covering up of evidence even before, along, and in the prison or lockup in the central booking. That has to stop. That is bullfuckery. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see Southampton police officers and police, and Southampton has now authorized the body camera for the will, you know what I'm saying, for the will of the people, of fairness, to justice, and as a whole. The jobs I don't agree with all your policies because some of the things you messed with me for was not cool. But that's my hang up. Now we're looking at, Biden is talking about, by next year, everything, should be going, you know, as well to be all right. This is what he's saying. Everything is going to be all right by next year. Because, of course, we know that 2 to 3 million vaccinations, with the bull vaccines, I call it, that's just my opinion, have been, administered. But we have yet to see, You know what I mean? We have yet to see. Will it be all right? You know what I'm saying? Because just because you get the vaccines today, don't mean something won't happen tomorrow to you. And we have to see the proof of the vaccine because the vaccine did not have a thorough trial period. And the thorough trial period was based on 9 months to a year. And the trial period was done under a guise that you said that it was good. So really that's hearsay and your opinion, and we must trust you. Doesn't work that way. And you have to stop that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just hearsay. You didn't do the test in front of us. You didn't make sure that the people was aware of it or seeing everything. It's just based on the fact that you're saying this and saying that. It's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, 2 to 3 million people have been vaccinated. You know what I mean? With that. But we have yet to see, will it be all right? The Democrats, to me, one of the things I don't like about the Democrats, and I'm going to have to say it, especially with this vaccine trickery program that they're doing. You know what I mean? And that's just my opinion. It doesn't have to be everyone else's. You know what I mean? But to me, the Democrats, as a whole, as a political party, are the most radical national party. You know what I'm saying? And while we are watching Biden, you know what I'm saying, what we should be watching is the fundamental changes of our country. Hello, hello. We don't need our fundamental changes to be changed just because you brought in a vaccine program or some bull. That shouldn't have happened. This is where Cuomo finds himself doing a bunch of garbage. And this is why it got to this. If he had understood this, he would have. You cannot change our country's fundamental, you know what I'm saying, in our country. We need to be watching the fundamental changes of our country. It's important that we do. Based on massive tax increase, no, 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 no. That's not even good for our economy. So we need to keep a check on Biden when it comes to the massive increase of taxes. And that's just facts. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody need any more taxes than is already here. And this raising of taxes and shit like that is no good. You don't have to do that. Taxes should not be raised at all. It should keep at one steady standard, and it should not keep going up and down, going up, because you want to constantly, wage wars. You know what I'm saying? So be easy with that as a demon Democrat. But we need to keep our eye on the massive tax increase on the working American people and businesses as a whole. That's very important. We need to have that done because under trickery of the Green Deal, using the Green Deal, one can be using good to do bad. Understand that. Remember that. One can use good in one way, but at the same time, his intentions of good was to really do bad. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? So we see the Green Deal, and they're using the Green Deal, and it can be used for bad as well as it being something that should be good. A drastic deal, actually, if you ask me, a drastic deal, and can such a drastic deal really can bring massive regulations on companies. We see that already happen in the whole of America as a whole. So a lot of these regulation policies that can come out can affect hundreds and hundreds of people's jobs. Again, angering the people. You see? So these drastic deals can bring a massive regulations on companies in America as a whole. You know what I'm saying? In the whole of America, period. So let's keep it there. Because it can cause job losses. It can cause economic depressions and so on. So we must be warned about keeping our eye on these things. Stop with standing on cars during election time, taking it damn serious, where you up there dancing and whining like, wee, throwing a Biden flag, getting looking stupid as a dummy. It's an election. It wasn't supposed to be all that garbage that went on. Even the rushing of the White House should not have happened. You know what I'm saying? That was straight bullshit. And that's the way I see it. So be warned, because we have to look at our economical status that we do not go into a depression. You know what I'm saying? But we will see. We will see. But to me, at the same point, they seem to be using secret codes and mathematical algorithms. You know what I'm saying? A sort of a numeral system. I mean, a lot of things that they're doing today seems a little satanic to me. You know what I'm saying? And the system that they're using, really, to me, a lot of it seems to be satanic and also Muslimic. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. And watching Biden, while people are watching Biden, the people behind him is just as well following this fierce, radical agenda, Luciferian agenda, if you ask me. You know what I mean? So people need to wake up to that. If the American people do not get their minds together, if they do not get their minds together or get their mind right, we are in deep, deep doo-doo. Because I believe that something didn't go right based on certain things, and now you see a lot of posturing up going on because they mad that they weren't able to come in here and slam, lam, ding dong America as a whole. So Biden so now he's ramping up worldwide and this and all of that, making it seem like he really cared, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like vaccines gonna save any world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the people behind him are following this fierce radical agenda. You know what I'm saying? If the American people don't get their head together, you know what's going to happen. You know, but I got my eyes on Kamala, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and crooked Nancy Pelosi. Because all them people I just mentioned, including Biden and Cuomo and Obama and all of the even Democrats, I'm watching them because they seem to pop up from time to time doing garbage. You know what I mean? Because if we look at it, we see what they're using to do this damage. To me, they're using a pandemic to control schools, businesses, and even wanted to close down the church. Now you can't do that to pastor. Come on now. How you expect the pastor to get this money, honey? Yeah, he would try to close down the church. You know what I mean? Sound like some Albert Pikin. You know what I'm saying? Going down. You know what I mean? Corona is being used to control the freedom. Control freedom. Remember, under a socialist system, they can take with no care, and they can and not only take with no care. I'll back that up for a minute. Not only take with no care on the social system, but you have to share. No objections. So keep going down that socialist left wing road and taking these vaccines. And then when we all see that these side or whatever may come up later on, 2 years, year from now, maybe when they turn a button on, everybody pop goes the weasel. But people need to start to wake up. But they're begging and rushing for vaccines. So the most I can say is go ahead, do your thing. Don't let point black stop you. You know what I'm saying? I just gave you facts to look at. A difference of opinion, not a difference of telling you what to do. You're not a baby. The government don't have to come down on my channel to try to stop my channel because I ain't trying to stop you from doing a damn thing. If you feel them vaccines is right for you and it's going to give you herd immunity and it's life-saving back like life saver vaccines, then you go do you because you have the right to make that choice. It's your life. But what we saying is don't be swindled into it off of being a follow fashion monkey, first of all. Don't know nothing about no medical field or nothing at all. Don't study nothing at all. All you're doing is listen to what the government is saying, the CDC, and all these crooked people, as far as I see, not telling factual actuals, you know what I'm saying? And you listen to people in the streets and your neighbors and people like that, and they all following one agenda because they all been kind of like fooled off in a sense, and you following them right over the side of the bridge. Well, I might stop you on the way in the line while you in the line. I said, well, everybody around that corner behind that bush that you lining up to go around, once you get around it, they push you off the side. So you may want to rethink your involvement as to saying you're going to do it too. You know what I mean? But if you're going to do it too, and you say, well, I believe these guys are doing the right thing, so I'm going to say, well, okay, more power to you. You're not a child, and I'm not going to sit there babysitting you. You know what I'm saying? So Como need to understand that first of all. Now while they are playing the unity card to fool you off and cheated their way to do so, as far as I see, making promises they know they can't keep, you know what I'm saying? We must not let them destroy our freedom, religion, educational, and cultural institutions. It's important that we understand that. You know what I'm saying? We cannot let them destroy our freedom, our religion, which is me practicing what type of religion, no matter what type of religion you practice. I don't practice religion, but I have my own that fits within somewhat of the same understanding, but not on that context as other people. Because everybody have their own, and they should have their own. It's not up to the government to tell us what to believe based on some God theory or whatever you want to do. That is your personal thing that you should do personally for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So we cannot let them attack our cultural institutions and so on, especially freedom and religion and educational, which they have already done, but we need to keep a check that it stays as it goes. You know what I'm saying? But a real one, like the General Saron Sultan Seti and young Pharaoh, back and point blank, is what we need. That type of education is what should have been number one in the educational department all around the board. You know what I'm saying? Because them brothers was fighting to get that together, and they should have done that. That's a fact. You know what I mean? No one should be standing in their way from doing that kind of research, basing it on hate speech or anti-Semitic. How the hell a black man gonna be anti-Semitic? I really don't know. Or racists. Well, maybe, I don't know. Because he learned it from someone, or he got that from the wrong place. Now we're looking at, jumping subject, we're looking at Republican, I think her name is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. She's working to be with the demon Democrats, deep state, but call herself a Republican with that bull. You know what I'm saying? Who is she to speak about Trump is what I'm trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? She's doing a lot of talking about Trump. You know what I'm saying? We need to dig into her records and see where she really stands with hers. You know what I mean? We need to dig into all her records, if you ask me, because I'm sure her record ain't all squeaky clean for trying to pile up on Trump. I wonder what we will find when we dig into her records as far as Mrs. Cortez is concerned. You know what I mean? So she needs to hold herself accountable. You know what I'm saying? And get off the bull. You know what I mean? Uh, Newsflash, Mrs. Cortez. You know what I mean? The supporters were Antifa and Evoke. That has nothing to do with real Trump supporters. You know, because you are the ones who are the moles in our government, and that's a fact. And point black, you know what I'm saying? She needs to be removed from the Republican Party because to me, she's nothing but a straight out sellout. So we need to come to grips with a lot of things that we have on our mind that we should be working on to make better in our government based on a lot of things that we see. No one wants to sit up here with this garbage. They don't need your tracking bull vaccine system. You know what I'm saying? If they ask me, you know what I'm saying? We need more than what they're saying. You know what I mean? Poor countries don't even need, you know, they don't need the vaccine. What they need is resource, though, like money and a whole lot of different stuff to build up their country, not vaccines with bull. Biden, send so send some money to the people, build up their country and their economy, as well as you know making it better for them. You dig? That's what you need to be really doing. Nobody needs vaccines in their country if there's not the necessary or they're not sick. You know what I mean? And Como needs to start blaming everybody else for his bad misjudgment or whatever game that he's playing, because I bet you if you put the squeeze on him, on Como, he probably tell, and they probably go all the way to the top. Who knows? Who knows where it leads? But one day, with the right amount of pressure, he'll pop like a chicken. I might tell on everybody else. So, what I mean? We need to really clean up this vaccine program in our country. And that's a fact. There's so much more that we as people can do based on taking care of this problem outside of the nonsense that's going on. So this is point blank saying, keep it actual, keep the facts coming in. May the mother be thy God. Let the sun shine for Ra, stay for Ra. As I'm saying, for he give it forth and bring forth that power from his mother to give us great light. Now I'm saying, and without it, we will not be here. So let's see. I say, this is PBNN Point Black National News, the late edition 1.